It's time to have a real conversation about the Clipse new album. Let God sort them out. What up, world? Your boy Charles Brown back again, talking facts. Hit that like button, hit a subscribe, and notification bell. Keep sending those Cashaps to CLBMG. Join the membership gang. Let me just start this out right here. I am not a reactor. Some people come to this channel and get in the comments and say, just play the music already. I'm not a reactor, gang. I am a commentator. I comment on things. I speak and do commentary on subjects that may or may not be interesting to you, but I am not a reactor. I do not react to songs live. By the time I speak on anything, I have listened or thought about it for hours. So I will not be playing any snippets of the album. So at that point, if that's what you're here for, go to Apple Music, go to YouTube Music, go to Spotify, and play the whole album to your content. This is a discussion about hip-hop and the state of hip-hop in regards to this Clipse release. If you still want to stick around, we're going to have a good time. I'm going to be here for a while, right? And if you're new to this channel, a lot of people may come here and they want me to jump right in and start talking about whatever they think the title's about. No, I'm going to talk about where I feel it needs to go. And what I'm going to do right now, right, and at the risk of offending my political collects, this might get spicy, right? But I'm going to do my best. You may hear the N-word, but I'm not going to do a lot of cursing because this one's going to be next level. A conversation about how deep we're getting with this music and how shallow we've gotten with this music. And what I love about this album, first of all, for the people that do want the quick response, just so you can switch to the next video, this album is a classic. Okay, this album gives you the ugly face. This is neck nodding, head bobbing music at its best. This is the final boss level hip hop. Okay, if that's what you want to hear, I love this album. I probably heard this thing in entirety, probably 7-8 times. That means the whole 41 minutes. That means all I've been doing since this thing dropped was playing this album, okay? This album is a master class in rap. This is actually, I knew it was going to be good, but I didn't know it was going to be this good. I didn't know Pharrell was in his bag this way, and I didn't know that they would keep it this sharp and concise. There's no filler on here. There's no filler on here. They go through every level of MCing. It's intricate, it is aggressive, it's powerful. And I want to have this conversation because there's so much going on this album that maybe you people haven't thought of, young or old. I know a lot of young people are interested. They want to learn about this hip hop thing of ours, and they want to hear these amazing stories and this, that, and the third. But I think the Clipse need to be explained better than they are. What they've been tagged with is coke rap. Right? And we've been doing a poor job, gang. I'm just going to be honest. We as elder statesmen and hip-hop lovers have been doing a poor job of explaining what's going on with our music, gang. And what's going on with this music, it is, for lack of a better term, we could start there and say coke rap. But coke rap in and of itself, gang, I'm just going to be honest and tell you this is powerful music. And what I don't like I said, I'm going to be here for a while, gang. You're not getting quick, like popcorn answers. This is going to be a while. All right. What I don't like is how, as a culture, right? I get people on my Twitter, oh, what's culture? Shooting guns, da da da. And this is the thing. When you're outside of the culture, you will say shit like that. What's your culture? Shooting guns, selling crack cocaine. Now, what you don't understand, gang, let's just take it back. Let's just talk about this. Why this record is so seminal. It's such a release that will empower hip-hop again. Kendrick already put the battery in the back, right? He brought real rap back. Let's just be honest. A lot of sucker shit was running this thing, and they are really scared that this hip-hop is coming back, gang. They started so many narratives. None of them are working. One of the worst narratives it is that Kendrick brought that lyrical miracle shit back. They scared of that. You know why? Because that means that vibe bullshit is going to be out the window. That drill bullshit is going to be out the fucking window, right? I tried not to curse. I'm doing my best. But a lot of this stuff that they're afraid is going to die because it can't exist at the same time. They don't know that it can exist, but they don't want to find out, right? a lot of people are eating off this music that shouldn't be. They're putting a lot of stuff out there that shouldn't exist. And a lot of people are at the top, quote unquote, of the game based on manufactured numbers and pop stats that shouldn't be there whatsoever. A lot of people have watered this game down. They've made this game into what it is. The Clipse, thank God for them 40-year-old rappers that you keep trying to get out the game, because they're showing you how it's done. Not one rapper in his 20s could have done a project even half. They don't have the story. They don't have the context. They don't have the experience to put an album together this quality. This is quality. That's why we won't give you young niggas this game. That's why we won't hand it over to you. You want it because you just want to milk the shit and put out these garbage-ass, goofy-ass records that no one cares about but you and your ilk. And all that unk shit and all that old man shit, nobody cares about that. You got grays in your beards, that's experience, my nigga. Okay? So a lot of these guys, they get into my comments and this and that and the third, especially God forbid on Twitter. You can't do nothing on Twitter if you got grays in your beards. Apparently that's a fucking some type of get out of the game card, right? But the simple fact of the matter is, we're doing this better than anybody. No, you can't have this, because what we're seeing is guys putting on a master class, God tier rapping. You got Nas, you got Tyler the Creator, you got Kendrick, you got Stove God Cooks and all that, right? We got a real release, gang. We got a real release, and they're scared. A lot of people's jobs are in jeopardy if this real shit really pops like it's looking like it's about to. All they had was their numbers, gang. You got Mia Khalifa out here retweeting the goddamn Clipse, gang. She got like 4-5 million followers. It's getting scary for these guys at top because they don't know what to look for with this. They don't know how it's supposed to sound. First of all, they said this for years, and even Kanye said it years ago. You record execs, you hide behind a desk and you wear suits because you don't know how to dress. The thing is, they don't know how to find this. That's why Def Jam made the Clipse sell. They made Pusha T pay a couple million to get out of his deal because they were scared of what him and Kendrick was going to do on that record, right? Because they don't understand real rap no more. Def Jam used to be the pinnacle of hip hop, and now they made Pusha T leave the label because they're scared of hip hop. Put that shit in your pipe. It's the most sucker shit you will ever see. But at the end of the day, this is where we are. They're afraid of this, gang. This album is magnificent, and it's online going crazy. The real ones know, right? The real ones are retweeting, reposting. Now we have been infiltrated by a lot of suckers, and my mantra today, I've been saying it all day, no sucker shit today. You can't listen to that Clipse album and come up and say some sucker shit. And a lot of you guys that's going on, it's so obvious that you go on Twitter and you go on whatever, and you're like, it's mid, it's whack, it's lame, it's da-da-da. We go right to your profiles, OVO, all in this shit, gang. We don't respect you guys no more. We never really did, but now it's apparent. When you speak, no one listens but you. It's an echo chamber of nonsense. And I'm going to be honest, I saw some of the biggest OVO people, a few of them had to concede that this album is fire. It's not many, but a few of the bigger ones were like, the album's not bad, it's kind of good. Because it's, at some point, you lose credibility when you say an album like this is whack. Okay? Now, I'm just going to be honest, and this may be offensive, but most niggas my age and most dudes that really know this hip-hop stuff, they're not even going to be using a word like mid for an album like this. So you're really telling on yourself when you say an album like this is mid. I'm just going to be honest. I'm just going to be honest. So most of the people that are saying that it's mid and the hooks are weak, but we already know what your game is. We already know you're locked in with a lot of sucker shit from the bubble bath rapper and others, right? I'm not gonna just leave it on the bubble bath rappers. Others that are infiltrating and flooding this game with a lot of sucker shit for years. You guys been eating. You guys been eating, making vibes and making cool records, and that's good. For a time it was good, but you see what's going on. Kendrick and the Clipse and a lot of other people, Benny the Butcher, Stove God Cooks, Freddie Gibbs, a lot of people are eating off this 38 special. Real rap is coming back. I even saw MOP, my man, Lil Ass Fame just came out with a new record. And I'm gonna be honest with you, some of the stuff ain't as solid as this, but some of it is, right? Just gonna be honest. No disrespect to Onyx, but Onyx came back and it wasn't quite as good as this, okay? Let's just be honest. Some of my guys they're trying to find their way, okay? I'll give you that. But when it's really good, it's really good. okay? And what we're seeing right now is a masterclass chef's kiss rollout. This guy did it perfectly. He played you dummies. You're so mad. You don't know you're promoting him every time you get mad. That's something I learned on Twitter. A lot of these guys could get in my comments, gang. If it's just the people that like what I'm talking about, the post gonna do 10K, 20K. But you need the other people that hate your shit too. Then you're doing 40K, 50K, because it needs both. And Pusha understands the game. So he put that battery in your back. Right, that Travis Scott, he dangled some bait out there for you motherfuckers to run with it, Travis Scott fans and Drake fans, and you ran with it. You doubled the sales of this album, getting so mad about it. You doubled the sales of this album. You're so worked up about what he said about Travis Scott, which was all facts, right? What he said about this one, that one. You're so scared that he's going to diss Drake. Half the lyrics, anything could be dissing Drake, because it's all about real and fake. So it don't even have to be directly about Drake to be dissing Drake. And then and no one's really tripping off. At this point, you're not even, you're lowering yourself. To be dissing Drake in the real way, real heads, is to be dissing Drake, putting pen to paper to diss him, you're dissing yourself. It don't take that much to diss him. All you need to do is just say something and keep it moving. You're not gonna make a whole album dissing him. So they're so scared about this guy getting dissed, it wouldn't even behoove these guys to sit there and play games with him. They already beat him. So it don't make no sense to beat him again. Kendrick already beat him. He's already down, gang. He's trying to find his way, gang. There's no need to, yeah, you can say something real, just the hip hop as a whole, everything is included. So you can talk about anything. You can speak on him in 2 bars and keep it moving. We're not coming after your guy. But these OVO guys are in the comments. They're all over the place. They're spiraling. They're still talking about numbers. Like, gang, we're not there no more. No sucker shit today, bro. We're not talking about the numbers. And it's going to do well. It's already #1 on iTunes, #1 on Spotify. It's doing well, gang. I mean, with this kind of hype, it's going to do well. This rollout was superb. He got a lot of you guys panties in a bunch, okay? He got a lot of you scary dudes. You're so afraid. Like I said, they've been blaming Kendrick for messing up rap for the last 8 months. They got a narrative now that the battle was bad for hip-hop. Gang, you got to understand, they're running scared. A lot of these guys don't revere these lyrics like this. They don't like these bars. These kids out here talking about Jim Jones is better than Nas, gang. You got to understand what you're dealing with. It's a different world out here. So when I say that they are scared, that's one thing. But you also got the other guy, right? The other guy who most hip-hop heads gonna get it. But some hip-hop heads, even back in the day, wouldn't get everything. Even if it's great, they wouldn't get it. It's some guys that didn't get Illmatic when it came out. They didn't get Reasonable Doubt. They just didn't get it. And a lot of guys they're so in tune with their own voice and their own opinion, they don't hear other stuff. So they automatically are going to downplay things that don't already align with what they already want to hear, right? It's always been like that, but Twitter has made these guys' voices louder. I'm going to go so far as to say, and this is just a personal opinion, and somebody going to get offended. If you don't like this music, even if you don't like some of the subject matter, you can't say it's whack. I don't feel a real hip hop head of any ilk would say this album is whack. So I would have to question your ability, your skill level. I would have to question your dedication to the craft of hip hop if you listen to this and be like, it's mid, it's whack, I don't like the hooks. I literally think something's off with you. I'm just gonna be honest. If that offends you, a hit dogs holler, gang, it is what it is. With these beats and this subject matter, how hardcore this thing is, a real hip hop head is going to like this record. I'm just, any hip hop head, whether you're a fan of the Bubble Bath rapper or anybody else, you cannot come into this album, listen to these 13 tracks and be like, yeah, the production was lacking. Then, bro, like really, we might need to like silence you for like 30 days, gang. You know what I'm saying? Just silence you. Let the moment pass, because you're not, first of all, you're ruining the moment. Second of all, you don't know what you're talking about. Okay? It's just bottom line. It is, man, we're taking a hard line, man. There's no sucker shit, man. It's like we're taking a hard line right now. If you don't like this album, there's something wrong with you, bro. I'm just gonna be honest. And I don't say that about most albums. You can drop a million albums. I'm not gonna say that. But there's gonna be 1 or 2 in there. I'm gonna say, if you don't like that album, something's wrong with you. I'm just gonna be honest. So you can say whatever in the comments. I would love to hear it. But I think you're either predisposed to liking sucker shit, or you just might be a sucker. I'm just gonna be honest. This is real nigga music, gang. It is what it is. So what I'm saying is, when I say coke rap music, and we've done a disservice to these kids by labeling this coke rap because we got to dumb shit down. But what this music really is, this is power rap. And when I say power rap, right? you really a part of this culture like me, and you've been in this thing since virtually beginning, gang, virtually the beginning, I seen this thing grow, and I saw what we went through. See, what this is rebellious music. These are rebels right here. A lot of you make up these assumptions, and you carry this thing about cocaine, right? You either are okay with the subject matter, or you're really offended, right? There's a lot of black power brothers and black power sisters don't want to hear this shit at all, or people that have issues in their own personal life that don't want to hear this shit at all, right? My whole thing is, when you really are from that struggle, you realize what that cocaine really meant on them streets. It's easy to say the government brought it in, the CIA and Iran-Contra and all that, and all that's true. We don't make no cocaine. We don't have no boats. We don't have no planes. All of it's a conspiracy. It's all a conspiracy to get us out of here. We get that. To flood the hoods with cocaine and Ronald Reagan was hunting us like dogs. All of that's real, and that make the struggle even more personal. Okay? It's not that we walking around and we don't understand what cocaine and crack did to the community. It's the opposite. It's the opposite. See, where I'm from, I grew up in D.C. At one point in time, D.C. was the murder capital of the United States. Literally, more in the world, there were more murders per capita from where I was from. So naturally, we're going to make pain music, and we're going to have a very close relationship with drugs and guns. Right? Be it right or be it wrong. It is not that we worship it or glorify it. It's just a part of our space. Okay? And in many ways, you use that power because that was the only power you were allowed to use. Okay? So a lot of you guys, you dumb stuff down to cocaine rap. But this music is deeper than just cocaine rap. It's a lot of pain in these guys' voices. It's a lot of pain in these guys' material. And there's a lot of triumph. And a lot of times, when you use what you have to better yourself, sometimes it's the lesser of two evils, right? A lot of these guys in my community, and some of you guys, if you really, really lived like I live, they use cocaine. I seen some guys living in some destitute situations. I went in the guy's house one time and I looked around. It was so terrible. I said, I see why this guy sells crack, right? Some of these things, I know if you're not from here, you're going to water this down and be like, yo, this is just a drug dealer. That's drug dealer rap, right? People be like, yo, Malice a drug dealer again. This is where we separate the real from the fake ass shit, right? And people don't understand that this is struggle music. The very first song on the album, he's talking about losing his mom. Both of them, they lost their mom, gang. I lost my mom. I know how it feels. So they're not doing this to please you or make you. What has happened? We've become so obsessed. A lot of people have gotten their voices because they can comment on hip hop from an outsider's opinion. A lot of us wrote rhymes back in the day because we had no recourse. That was our outlet. But some of you never wrote rhymes. So you just looking at it from a guy, oh, the beat is dope. The rhymes are dope. I really don't relate to people who only listen to stuff for the beat. They only listen to stuff for the bars. They try to catch bars and that bar is good. That bar, like, you're not an artist, right? You're not a real consumer of this because you're listening to the shit to critique it. You don't write, you don't make beats, but you're trying to critique everything about, yo, that beat was this beat is mid, all this little goofy shit. And the simple fact, you're not taking on the essence of what these guys are really trying to tell you. Some of these guys are so good at what they're doing, they're going to force you to take on the essence, and that's what the Clipse are doing. It's unapologetic. They're not after every song trying to put a disclaimer and try to make you, yo, listen, don't try this at home, guys. No, this is cocaine. This is power rap, gang. This is the hood. This is the city. This is the streets, which is what hip hop started with. A lot of you people don't understand. This is not a corporate thing. You're coming in measuring this thing from a corporate situation. Like the guy, there's a guy, what website is this? I think it's either Rolling Stone or Pitchfork. Just put out another review of another rap record that he has no idea about. I think he gave the Clipse, I think he gave him like a 5.6 out of 10. Like goofy shit, right? Why would you let a guy like this review albums? Then he gave Sexy Red a 7.5. He doesn't belong in our culture. And we're going to start pushing these people out that get in our culture and try to critique shit. Anybody giving this album a 5.6 shouldn't be reviewing music whatsoever. Right? But this is the thing. We've gotten so watered down with these labels have pushed a lot of stuff to the forefront. They forced a lot of stuff on us that we have had to accept. There's been a lot of music that's been subpar that has nothing to do with hip hop. Back in the 90s, we had a voice, but the voice could only do but so much. We were criticized. It was at one point, the radio and everything knew, don't play some bullshit. Don't play some soft bullshit. And a lot of stuff we really got after a lot of people. I'm just going to be honest, that got in the game and got kicked right out the game. But the labels got smarter. They started figuring out, okay, let's mix a little bit of the soft with the good, hard hip hop. And we're going to start let's put Jody Watley with Rakim, right? Just little shit, right? And don't get me wrong, that's a great record. But little shit. We sprinkled this and a little bit of that so we can make it a little easier to digest. And then we start slowly getting really good shit like Lauryn Hill. She could sing and rap, and then they came along with Drake, who started to sing and rap. It wasn't the same. It had no soul, but we had to be forced to accept it, right? I'm just going to be honest, right? Lauryn Hill singing and rapping is a little different than Drake singing and rapping, okay? But we had many think pieces and a lot of articles and a lot of people online and a lot of chat rooms. Allhiphop.com chat room used to be lit. And you gotta think, let's be honest, a lot of the fans, they're younger, they're not as cultured, they're not as, I remember this, to this day, this argument stings, gang. I wish I could find this kid, but this argument I got on YouTube, it was probably, man, this thing probably was 15 years ago. But I got into an argument on the YouTube, and he was telling me about hip hop. Some little young Caucasian kid was telling me about hip hop. And I'm sitting like, bro, what are you telling me about? But this is where we are. These young people think they can tell older guys about hip hop. You wanna know what the conversation was? He tried to tell me that real hip hoppers don't use lyrics of other rappers. When you pay homage and you say a little bar of theirs, just paying homage, every rapper has done it. Every rapper does it, is paying homage. He tried to tell me it's biting and it's stealing, right? And I'm sitting here like, there's not one rapper on earth that hasn't used a little bar of their peers and build a rap around it. It's a part of hip hop. And this guy argued me down. I'm like, bro, you're not from the beginning of this. You don't know what you're talking about. But this is where we are now. Everybody has a voice. Everybody can say, yo, this, that, and the third, right? And just contradict everything you're saying from their perspective. You just started listening to rap in 2003. But you're going to tell me about the whole hip hop culture, and that's where we are. We're fighting not only the label's idea of what rap, they're coming at it from a money standpoint. Now we got fans, right, who they don't know what a breakdancing pad is for. Right? If I put a square down of cardboard, they'd be like, what's that for? That's for breakdancing. They never had a Krylon spray paint can. They never drew on a wall. Not saying you had to, but it makes a difference. They never touched turntables. I did all that. They never grabbed the mic and got up on the stage. They've never been in a cipher, and he's gonna tell me about hip hop. I've ciphered with people from all over the world. I got in ciphers. You trying to remember your rhyme, you're trying to go off the head. It's a different thing when you do these things in the culture, gang. Right? I've had big giant dude from California looking at me like, what you gonna do? Right? It's a different thing, gang. This is a culture. And when you jump in here and all you did was listen to a couple albums, and now you're on here, you're able to comment, you're part of the problem because you don't know what you're talking about. So a lot of this stuff we're seeing that the culture is not being allowed to be what it really, really is. It's competitive. It's no sucker shit allowed. But we've been getting watered down slowly but surely, right? Since that Shaka Khan and Melly Mel, and I love Shaka Khan. I love that record. But we started to blend hip hop and freaking R&B, right? Lisa and Call Jam, right? We had it was a whole different world, and we loved it. We accepted it all. But at the same time, we had no idea that they was going to take the little nuggets of room we give them, and they were going to oversaturate this with a lot of motherfuckers who really can't rap, gang. Or they're tolerable, and they can put them with a good rapper, right? You can put them with a good rapper and make them better, right? Let's just be honest. Some of our legends helped this shit, okay? Biggie Smalls was writing for Lil C's, right? Biggie Smalls was allegedly writing for Lil Kim. Jay allegedly wrote Foxy Brown. So it's a lot of stuff that, okay, people got in the game that necessarily wasn't supposed to be right now. I'm sure Lil Kim and Foxy would say, God damn it, don't you ever say somebody wrote my shit, da-da-da. And maybe they didn't. But that's what we thought, right? There's a lot of people who got in the game that was getting written for that maybe wasn't that good. All right? And there's a lot of good rappers that did what they needed to do on the mic, but they probably shouldn't have been as revered as they were. Because then you got the guy who can't write at all that comes and gets a whole team of writers and a whole team of hit makers, and now he's a star. He has a whole bunch of fans, right? With owls in their avatars, this, that, and the third, who probably shouldn't be as high in this business as he is. Because he's been allowed to build off the back of successful records. So we revere when you can make a lot of money in this. Oh yeah, they'll make you rich. They'll make you powerful, and they'll make you at the top of this game. In what world on earth would that regular guy Drake be on a record with Eminem, Lil Wayne, and Kanye West? How would he get there? It make no sense unless he had a team of writers and a really strong label that put him in that position. And by the time he got there, it made sense, right? It made sense by the time he got there because he was already the hottest thing in the game. But lo and behold, them other guys was doing a lot more work than him. Just gonna be honest. They put in a lot of things and they put them pen to paper, except for Kanye, right? Except for Kanye. A lot of people's writing Kanye stuff too. But at the end of the day, Kanye did a lot in this hip-hop space on his own. Okay, Kanye did used to write at some point. He made some of the best beats ever heard. I can't say about the other guy. So some people were given access to this thing, and we got to a place where a lot of mediocre stuff was acceptable, and it became the norm, and it became what was hot. We went from Wu-Tang and J. Rue to Damager being on the radio, right? Method Man, right? Group Home, Gangstar. I remember Gangstar. Gangstar would drop a single. That thing would be burning up the radio all day for 2 weeks, 3 weeks. And I'm talking about Gangstar, pure hip hop. This is a different era, gang. We're in a different world. They've changed this era. They've changed this world. You ain't getting no Gangstar feel right now. You're getting a whole lot of vibes, right? Whole lot of real smooth, auto-tuned related releases. And I'm not dissing you guys that do auto-tune, but I'm just telling you, real lyricism, you can't cover it up with auto-tune. It won't sound right, right? When Lil Wayne went on that God Did record and Rick Ross went first, Wayne went second, and Jay-Z went third, when you got the Jay-Z, you realize Wayne had auto-tune on. Why? You didn't need it. And what you realize is if a dude is really spitting, it don't sound right with auto-tune. You can't put auto-tune on it. But we're in a world where someone like Wayne thinks I can't put the record out unless it's auto-tune. That's how bad it's gotten, gang. So I went all the way around the Mulberry Bush. I told you I'm gonna be here for a while. You probably checked out 10 minutes ago. But I went all the way around the Mulberry Bush to say real rap is back. And what the Clipse is doing right now is something that is I don't know about you guys. I've been listening to real rap since then. I have never stopped, but a lot of you guys haven't listened to it, and this is shocking, right? This is what the hell is this? A lot of you YNs gonna learn how to rap because you're forced to listen to it because guess what? Everybody online is talking about this album. You cannot be left out, right? And now you're gonna hear, yo, it's crazy. This thing is doing numbers like people they have to listen to it. There's no way. Culturally, you have to hear it, whether you're a hater or a lover. And I'm so happy about that. I'm proud of that because these guys deserve it for the work they put in. Pharrell is putting in the best. I've never heard this guy this locked in ever. And he's always locked in. But now we need to put him in that greatest producer of all time conversation, which, let's be honest, he's never been in that. You can say whatever you want, but when dudes on the block start talking about the producers, they like, yo, shit, fuck it. Give me your top five, fuck it. Dre, RZA, Primo, shit, who else? Damn, they don't put Pharrell in there. They do not put Pharrell in there. So it's a thing where now we got to start talking about Pharrell in a real way. This album is magnificent. These guys, see, what happens is they want to dumb it down to coke rap. No, it's a lot of messages in these music. And the message is we're going to survive with or without you. We're going to triumph with or without you. The cocaine gives them the power to talk about this fashion, these watches, and these clothes, and these cars, and these big fancy places that we all became accustomed to in the 80s when the white guys got real rich and they were snorting cocaine and buying power boats and this, that, and the third, and going down to Miami and going down to Cuba and this, that, and the third. And they were showing us these big suits and these big chains that the white guys was wearing. A lot of the black guys like, I want that. Okay, so it's about a level of power that we wanted to achieve just like everybody else. It ain't that we're monsters and we're demonized. Who's smoking? Who's snorting the cocaine? Rich white people. You can't sell it to yourself. Right? Black people started buying crack when they made it $8 and they started cutting it up with all kind of nonsense, right? But you didn't get rich off. They was getting rich in the 80s off of cocaine, selling it to white people. But they want to demonize us and make us look like the criminals. Well, you can't be a criminal without an addict that's smoking it. Okay? But they disproportionately started to arrest us and put us in prison. And it became, okay, these dealers are, they called us a lot of the predators, right? They called us a lot of things back in the day, and they started giving us 3 strikes and started giving us 10 times more felonies and more convictions. And a lot of those guys on the other side that wasn't us, they were not even getting arrested at all. When they came, if they kicked the door, 5 of you was black and 1 of you was white guys going home. So it's easy to say we're demons, but we getting it from the Colombians and the damn white CIA agents. So it was a whole different thing. So now we're taking it where we're making it like, okay, oh, this cocaine rap is destroying the community. Well, it's a lot of factors in that. It wasn't just the dealer ain't the biggest problem you got going on, gang. It's a hierarchy. It's a hierarchy to this, and it don't just stop at Pusha T, right? But at the end of the day, what a person like me who comes from that community, rightfully or wrong, we started to look at that as that's the guy with the power, the guy that's over there making them decisions. And yes, I saw a lot of dudes go down behind that, right? There was a dude from New York. His name was Cheese. He had a Jetta. Big gold chains. He came to DC. He was making a lot of money till he wasn't, right? And somebody put him down. So I've seen a lot of this stuff go on. But at the end of the day, where I come from, that's still in you. If you're like me and you come from a place that's still in you, that's why you can relate to this kind of music. And a lot of you ain't never set foot in the hood, but you can relate to this music because you can hear the struggle, right? Some of you people have no idea what they're talking about, but it's entertainment. Just like when you go and you watch Scarface for the first time, you were blown away. Right? You watch Frank White, you watch King of New York, you watch all this stuff, Boys in the Hood, all this stuff that has something to do with this criminal element. It was very entertaining and you loved it. It's the same thing with this music. You don't need to have lived it to know that's the villain and I like him. Right? Oh, this is the anti-hero and I like him. Okay? This music is on a serious note and I like it. I like what they're saying. It just sounds powerful. It sounds different. It sounds real. This is where hip-hop is supposed to be. Hip-hop is powerful. It's different. It's real. It does have criminal elements. And when I see people online, they go like, yo, you talking about cocaine? And see, this is the thing. This is the new narrative that, oh, they'll let, and Kanye is one of the big purveyors of this narrative. Oh, they'll let you talk about guns and murdering each other and cocaine, but you can't say the J word, right? You can't call people, we don't care about the J word in the hood, gang. That's the difference that Kanye doesn't understand. These things that we're rapping about, these are real things that happen to us, good, bad, or indifferent. We're telling a story. And a lot of times when someone says that, they're not about the culture. And a lot of people want you to define the culture. Well, if I got to define it to you, then you'll never be in it. I don't have to define the culture when I say it. People literally today like, yo, the culture. Huh? The only people that say that, the people are not in it. Okay? If I have a really cool pool party and all the people from the hood come to the pool party and someone doesn't go there and they're trying to say, yo, describe the pool party. You just ain't in it. The pool party wasn't for you. You wasn't invited. I don't got to describe to the people at the pool party what's popping in here. All right? I don't gotta dumb it down, water it down. This is our shit. So it's the people that's on the outside looking in that don't understand it. They're gonna question it. Yo, you're talking about guns and crack and cocaine, da. Okay, that's not only what we're talking about. But a lot of us had to live through that. And a lot of people don't understand what you live through makes you who you are. A great writer, someone writing great books and great movies, they had to go through some shit to get those writing skills. And for a person such as myself that been through a lot of that stuff that they're rapping about, I find it therapeutic to hear someone speaking my story. Okay? And you don't have to have lived that story to be entertained by that story or to even understand that story. A lot of people want to hear rappers because they want to understand their struggle. They want to understand what's going on in that rapper's life that makes them this way. A lot of people, they want to hear Kendrick tell these tales of being in Compton, struggling with his parents and almost getting killed every other day and just maneuvering this very, very treacherous world. It's very compelling to some people. And that's why this album is compelling. It ain't just the cocaine. There's a lot of stuff on here. These guys are really intelligent. This is some of the best writing I've ever seen. And they're starting to respect what we're doing with these pens. They gave Kendrick a Pulitzer Prize. Rappers don't get that. They gave Jay-Z an award, a songwriter's award. Yes, for all the shit he's saying. All of it. Put it all in there. Bang. Right? All the stuff about the girl jumps in the whip and she gives him this, that. Yeah, all that. Put it all in there. They gave him a songwriter award. They gave him his own exhibit in New York. I'm mad I missed it. I thought I had time. They said it's only a limited time. If you don't see the whole exhibit, it's going to be gone. I was like, yeah, they always say that shit. And then shit was gone. Right? I'm mad I missed it. But sooner or later, they'll bring it back. They got a book. They're selling a book of the thing, book $2,000. I'm like, yeah, I'm good. Okay? But end of the day, right? We have a responsibility to this culture. A lot of people want to be in the culture, but they want to try to criticize at the same time. It's complicated, gang. And I get it. I got friends, personal friends, that don't agree with everything in the culture, and you shouldn't. Everything isn't hunky-dory, but it's what it is. This is where we come from. This is what pops off in there, right? And if you're from that life, you understand that every day is precious. Anything can happen today, tomorrow, da-da-da. Even if you grow up in the hood and you get a great job, you move in the suburbs, you got a great life, you got a baby, you got a picket fence, da-da-da, you still look both ways when you step out your house. You still check your mirror because somebody may be following you. It never leaves you, gang. It never, ever leaves you. You could go into the most posh restaurant and you're looking at everybody before you sit down. And some of you won't have your back to the door. Okay? You still talking that. I got to back in when I park. I got to back my car and never pulling forward. Charles, what's wrong with you, right? We still live a certain way. Even in our 40s, 50s, 60s, because it's ingrained in us. Now, why shouldn't a rapper be able to tell that story? People are like, yo, you're 40 still talking about cocaine. Well, that's part of his life. That's a big part of his life. And he gets paid to tell those stories. So I have no problem with them telling those cocaine stories. Malice, a cocaine dealer again. He's not a cocaine dealer again. He's an author telling you a story about when he used to deal cocaine. It's two different things. But these people, they're short-sighted. They don't understand that. Now, he's not a cocaine dealer again. He's an author now telling you a cocaine story. And I want to hear it. But when you're outside the culture and your whole thing is to stick up for people like the bubble bath rapper, you're going to try to belittle it and diminish it and try to come back and say, Drake is #1 again. Nobody gives a fuck about this nigga is mud right now. He'll barely be anything at this point. Except for his pop fans. His hip hop, he's done. Right? You could tell when the albums drop, it's not really in hip-hop circles are talking about it. But they're talking about this one. This one matters. Because hip-hop is back. Hip-hop has a certain level that it never should have fell from. But as people started to get dropped from labels, as hip-hop started to progress and get more money and bigger bags, people that can really spit, they wanted to keep their record deal, right? So they had to make records that were a little bit, they kind of like took the edge off the records. If you want to make a pop record, you want to make a hit record. And a lot of these music programmers at these labels, at these radio stations are to blame. But I can't blame them fully because the radios are a conglomerate of, it's one person at the top and they have 50 stations. And they put out the mandate. Back in the day, every region would sound different. Now, no. It's a mandate. Like, this is the playlist. Don't deviate. Don't get fired. Because if you don't play Nelly and you don't play whatever, like, you will get fired. We have a certain, we scrutinize. We get a lot of money under the table to play some of these things. These labels have very good friends that they sit down for coffee, tea, and brunch and everything else with every single week. And this is what they give me to play. So you better not deviate. Yeah, you the DJ. You the DJ for the drive at 5, but we might have another DJ tomorrow. You fuck around and leave and not play what's on this list. And that's statewide. That's all down up and down the East Coast. So now the radio is I'm not gonna say, it's not, gentrified is not the word, but what I'm trying to say is It's organized in such a way that they're going to dumb it down and they're going to keep out what needs to be kept out. Back in the day, a group like Wu-Tang could come out of nowhere on Loud Records, right? And take over the game. Because the DJs had a lot more freedom and a lot more leeway. They were supposed to break records. Right now, they're not breaking no records, gang. They're machines. They damn near iPad. They iPod right now. A lot of parties you go to, somebody got the aux cord. They just playing shit off their phone because they don't need no DJs no more. The DJs is gonna play all the predictable shit, right? But that's where it is. We got it where the radio now is guided by money, influence. It's guided by bigger artists that want to stay big. So every time they drop, they make sure that they get that placement. And they're playing shit with what Busta Rhymes say 20 times a day. It'll make you delirious. They'll play it 20 times a day until you like it. If you search your heart, you can think of 15, 20 records that you did not like. We used to listen to the radio a lot more than we do now. But you could think of 20, 30 records that you did not like, but they played it so much, you knew all the words. You can't explain why. And you liked the song after a while. And it became, I like that record, but when you first heard it, the first 15 times, you were like, this is garbage. But they know that. They know if they play it enough, you will not think it's garbage no more, and you'll start to want to hear it. That's why we got away from hip hop, and people like the Clipse and Pusha T became they became the outliers. And it became, well, what did it sell? Well, what did they sell first week? When we put this thing into sales first week, we lost the battle, because hip hop not supposed to be about sales first week. Now we got these guys online all day, all night. They're still with the memes of pushing with 0 hits, 0 number ones. Like, we don't care. And we're not supposed to. Somehow, some way back in, I want to say late 90s, right? It really, really became, when they started ratcheting it up, and let's just be honest, a lot of the labels that we love, Disturbing the Peace, Rockefeller Records, Master P and all them, Cash Money and No Limit, they started to really, really promote, we're making numbers, we're making sales, we're making money, bling, bling, every time I come around your city. So they started to project a level of success, and success meant that your music was good. And it was good, right? Juvenile and all, 400 Degrees, all this shit, right? It was good. For a time, it was good. But they sold so much that they made it where if you didn't sell, you weren't good. And a lot of our best MCs started to chase them dollars. Remember Exhibit in the suit and Razzcast had a tuxedo on? They started to chase $1 million. They wasn't rapping no more. They were just trying to float and make a hit record. Right? Didn't Jay-Z tell J. Cole, I'm not dropping that album until you get a hit record? Right, wrong, or indifferent. Right? Then he let Nas down. So the simple fact of the matter is, we had a lot of people competing we had a lot of rappers chasing $1 billion. Remember, they wanted to be the first billionaire. It was in a couple magazines, publications. He's going to be the first billionaire rapper. Well, guess how you make $1 billion? Hit records if you're a damn CEO of a music company. So guess what? They started to X out the better rappers for the ones that could get them the bag. And here we are, 20 years later, where all that matters is how much it sells on the first day. Doesn't matter how good it is. We can't even agree on what's good anymore. We can't even agree. But here we are. Most of us are agreeing. Like I said, the only people that are really shitting on this album are people that have an agenda. Some Travis fans don't like it, right? Some Drake fans don't like it. It's a couple other fans bases that have a problem with it. But for the most part, the real ones that really connect with this real hip hop music, yeah, we connect them with it. And this is a dissertation. One of the things I did print on some stuff, right? Because I do want to discuss what I feel this album is bringing to a lot of people like myself who have been missing this. Like for me, I've been listening to real rap. I'm always gonna find that. I've been listening to a lot of real rap, so I'm not the normal. Like I'm one of the people who's going to dig and find better stuff, right? And I'm going to listen to a lot of stuff. Ransom, Absol, I'm going to find shit, right? Like I always name 38 Special and Stove God Cooks and all. I listen to all this different stuff. You might just be getting acclimated to getting to some real shit. I've never really left it. I just don't listen to a lot of nonsense. I'm just gonna be sorry. I'd rather I make my own music or listen to the people that I make music with, or I'll find good quality shit. Freddie Gibbs and Conway, West Side Gun, just different. I'm gonna listen to different things of that ilk because it has more of a real street life feel to it, because that's what I feel at my core and at the core of hip hop. Hip hop is street. Yeah, we got a little shiny suit, right? That's why we could not stand Diddy. Let's just be honest. We had a real love-hate relationship with Diddy, and it mostly was hating for a long time, and he couldn't understand it. Like, motherfuckers that hate you, they don't even know you, they don't like you. He was going off in the mirror about the shiny suit. I make $1 million off the shiny suit, because we would call him the shiny suit man, right? Before the bubble bath rapper, Diddy was the shiny suit man. And hip-hop in and of itself couldn't stand it. We couldn't stand it. He was making so much money off of the culture. Everybody criticized all the sampling he was doing. He was sampling everything. It could be anything. He'd go and sample it. They was like, damn, come on, bro. You're not even trying no more, right? But we got to a point where hip-hop had become glossed over, and we lost our way. Diddy was one of the first, he was one of the main people that made us lose our way, because he's one of the ones that made it about numbers. And all he did, when Biggie died, he sold even more records at that point. So it became more and more about numbers. So one of the things that we're learning now is that the lyricism never left, but a lot of people wasn't privy to it. And we're getting to a point where it's coming back with G and X and different things like that. And even the underground stuff has a little, it's making its dents as well, right? And there's been a lot of, they still do the freestyles, they still, you know what I'm saying, Kev and Funkmaster Flex for what that's worth, and Sway in the morning. So they've been keeping this hip-hop thing alive. If you've wanted it, you can find it. RJ Payne just dropped, and salute to RJ Payne. He just dropped his album. It was just bad timing. I'm just gonna be honest, RJ Payne, that's my guy. Spitter, he's a straight spitter, but he dropped the same day as the Clipse, and we're gonna have to sort this out, gang. We're gonna have to figure this out, because we're gonna have to listen to RJ Payne and show him some love too, because the spitters gotta do what they do, right? And everything isn't about this hard cocaine, da-da-da. Common dropped a joint last year, which I thought was excellent. Common and Pete Rock. I liked Rakim's album. So there's still music out here that's coming, and we're still getting it done. But for the most part, this Clipse thing is going to bring people back to real hip hop. And a lot of people that never heard it, let's just be honest, there are still some people out here who their experience with hip hop has only been in the last couple years. It's been off and on with whatever they say is hot at the time. And for the most part, whatever they were saying was hot was not really good hip hop. Okay? It's been a lot of trap, a lot of vibe and auto-tune, which it has a place. It's cool here and there, but it's not real hip-hop. It's an alternative, a spin-off of hip-hop. But right now, the Clipse have brought it back, and a lot of these people are just finding out what it really is. And Nas been doing this thing for the last 5 years, him and Hit Boy. So it's been there. It's never left. But on the grand scheme of things, they're not spinning it. So this Clipse thing, I haven't seen this much actual interest and hype in a pure hip-hop record in years. Kendrick GNX dropped, it was a surprise. But this one was a rollout, and the rollout made a lot of people very, very interested to hear this music, and I think it's going to do well. So I want to talk about this. I got a printout, but one of my favorite lines from this album that I do not want to forget. They got so many lines on here, but what Nas said was the most, salute to Nas, his line, when he said, cancel me before I unleash the Panther in me. And that's a real hip-hop line, because if you are a real hip-hop head that really was here from the beginning, you know what this shit's about. The Panthers are hip-hop. The energy of the Panthers are what we do. And a lot of people that don't know that, they're on there trying to discredit this album and try to discredit these two men who are doing exactly what hip-hop is supposed to do. This some Panther shit, right? And the Panthers they were feeding the kids in the community. They were trying to get justice, and they were carrying guns to protect us in the community. But these motherfuckers also went out and handled their business when they had to, right? Let's just be honest. When they had to pull a caper or do something to make ends meet or do something, they did what they had to do. Okay? Not saying it's right, wrong, or different, but we are complicated. And we are rebels, and rebels do what they got to do. We love the rebels in Star Wars, right? We love that. We love to see that kind of shit. But in real life, when we really fighting against oppression, people trying to keep you down, it's you want to demonize us and make us look whatever, and then you want to make this music into some puppy love, yellow sunflower shit, and it ain't that. This music is grimy, gang. This music is very, very on code with everything in the streets, good, bad, or indifferent. So I accept all of it because I understand that guy that did that crime doesn't necessarily mean he's a bad person through and through. He may have tried to sell that cocaine because he was starving, but people don't get that. They just look at it as one way, as one-sided, and it is what it is. And if you're not inside of this struggle, it won't mean shit to you. But I look at it like, this is like Django, right? Django had a lot of shit going on against him, but he came up anyway and did what he had to do, okay? On some, listen, I understand that everything I'm doing not going to be looked at in a great way, but I got to do it anyway because I got people trying to oppress me and mine, and I'm going to go take that back. And what I feel like is a lot of this is they're not going to let you oppress them. They're not going to let you shame them into being anything other than who they are, and I really respect that. So I want to talk about this, how we got this album, right? How it started. It's been like coming from 2019 to right now, because I think it's important to know why this album is how it is. All right, let me read this. I went to the Wikipedia and I saw this. In 2019, Clipse reunited to feature on Kanye West's album Jesus is King on the track Use This Gospel. Pusha T expressed his feelings toward the duo collaborating again in an interview in Vulture, stating, "I am the younger brother, man. I mean, I'm happier than I can't even express it." So what happened was the Clipse had parted ways for a while. Malice was out the game. The Clipse wasn't even doing no music. They were doing separate things. Malice was going more of a Christian route, and Pusha T was doing his thing. He was rocking with Kanye, and they kind of like weren't a duo at the time. Let me continue. He claimed that the whole theme of Jesus is King album totally speaks to where my brother is. In 2022, the Clipse reunited again to feature on the Japanese fashion designer DJ Nigo's album I Know Nigo on the track Punch Bowl, produced by the Neptunes. They reunited again on the track I Pray For You on Pusha T's 2022 album It's Almost Dry, and he's credited once again as Malice. So this is where we started to see that they were getting back together. 2019, they got on the Jesus King Kanye West album, which I knew Kanye was a fraud with this newfound Christian identity. A lot of people were like, "Charles, you a hater because this is Kanye trying to show his Christian side, and he's trying to be this, that, and the third." I said, this nigga's not no Christian. He gonna be back cursing in about a year and a half. This is all an act. It's a fraud. It's just to get your money. This Sunday service choir shit is bullshit. And sure enough, he didn't even pay the goddamn choir. They suing his ass. So Kanye is a fraud. But let me keep this moving. The two debuted a new song in June 2024 titled Birds Don't Sing at a Louis Vuitton fashion show. Shortly afterwards, they announced their work on a new music album entirely produced by Pharrell Williams. Pharrell is in his bag. So right here, they've been planning this thing since, it looks like, they when they got back together for It's Almost Dry, they were back in sync, right? No Malice has not missed a step. I don't know if it's Malice or No Malice. I'm just, right now, I'm just going to call him Malice again, because on this album, he has all the malice in the world. Okay, let me keep this pushing. In June 24, they revealed that the title of their forthcoming studio album would be Let God Sort Them Out, their first album since 2009. So 15 years ago, if my math is math, and these guys ain't dropped the album since then, right? Let me continue. Featuring potential guest appearances by Kendrick Lamar, Nas, John Legend, and Stove God Cooks. We were holding our hope that Hove would get on this album. We were hoping for a surprise verse. We did not get it, but that's fine. We didn't need it, and I think Hove got too much going on. A few of my contemporaries, we believe that Hove is working on a solo joint. He's working on something. We think something's going to come out, but that whole trial and allegations and this, that, and the third had to have put a chink in the armor and had to have distracted him. But let me keep this moving. On May 30th, 2025, Clipse released Ace Trumpets as the lead single for the upcoming album, which is like, that song, like, listen, that joint put the battery in all of our back. If you're still watching this, you are a Clipse fan. Let's just be honest. Let me continue. Which was mostly recorded at the Louis Vuitton headquarters in Paris, France, and is set to be released in collaboration with Roc Nation on July 11th. Now, they signed to Roc Nation because Def Jam made them leave On June 2025, during an interview with GQ, the duo revealed that they were dropped from Def Jam, as well as Pusha T as a solo artist, and also confirmed that Kendrick Lamar's appearance on the album "Let God Sort 'Em Out" was the repercussions of it. Which means that Def Jam got scared of that verse. They didn't want nothing to do with it. They were scared of their allegiances with Drake and whoever else they got going on. And plus, they're under the umbrella of the major corporation that is behind this guy. So they didn't want no drama. And they made Pusha T buy himself out. Let me continue. The next day, Pusha T's longtime manager, Steven Victor, revealed during an interview with Billboard that the rapper actually had to pay an undisclosed 7-figure sum to be dropped from the Def Jam label in order to be released from both Clipse and his own contractual obligations. Elaborating further how the label had been suppressing Pusha T's collaborations with other artists and even his own music since his feud with Canadian rapper Drake in 2018. Now that means since 2018, that label had it out against him. Def Jam is a piece of shit for that, because you used to be the beacon of light in hip hop. When hip hop was dry, every time it dried up, Def Jam came out with something like Onyx or Redman or DMX, right? Def Jam was literally carrying this community in a lot of ways. A lot of people get mad when I say that, but Def Jam, let's be honest, Def Jam Fight for New York on the video game, you see all the rappers associated with that. They had a big part of this thing. And even with Rockefeller Records, they just distributed them, but they distributed them. They were a big part of this culture, right? And for Def Jam to be the reason that the bubble bath rapper can go unchallenged in this community because they're suppressing this guy, that the only one guy that really had beat him at the time, it means you're whack, you're soft, you're lame. We got to revoke your shit, because at the end of the day, you are part of the problem. I mean, every rapper wanted to be signed to Def Jam. Every rapper wanted that Def Jam coat with that needle, the DJ needle, the Tech 20, the Tech 12's needle going down with the record. We all wanted that. Everybody wanted to be on Def Jam. Just gonna be honest, ever since LL Cool J came out on Def Jam, every rapper's goal was to get on Def Jam, for better or for worse, right? And now it's possible that it's trash and it's going down for good at this point. But they got mad rappers on there and mad artists that are going to keep this pop thing continued and keep it alive in that way, in that regard, and so be it. It is what it is. It is what it is. A final teaser track, So Be It, was sent to DJs and previewed on June 16th. So Be It was released as a promotional single with a music video the next day. And GQ published a follow-up article with unused excerpts from the interview, in which the song was discussed, including lyrics from Pusha T that this former Good Music label mate Travis Scott. It's so funny how that Good Music thing crumbled. I mean, you got to think it's only as good as the head of it, and the head of it was trash. He didn't want the label. You see what happened to Designer. They tell you all the time artists shouldn't sign to other artists, but Kanye is the literal embodiment of that. But I think Kanye is too mentally unstable to be good at something other than ruining his own life. He's trying to ruin everybody else's life, which is pretty much high. I don't know nobody whose life he enriched. I can't think of anybody whose life he's made better. Everybody he's come across feels like they were used and their life is worse off. And they're crawling out of the stench that he's created. I'm just gonna be honest. As you can tell, I'm not really a Kanye fan anymore as of a few years ago. I think Kanye is a trash human being. I'm just gonna be honest. But Pusha T overcame that, and here we are with one of the best albums I think I've heard in years. Like, I thought that It's Almost Dry could not be any better. He could not do better. This guy came back years later with an even better project, and I have to salute this man for what he's done. I will never, ever take for granted what this guy does, right? And then here it says, the lyrical content, the Clipse songs frequently discuss drug dealing, specifically cocaine, often using metaphors to refer to this activity. This has led some critics to refer to their style as coke rap, along with other artists such as Raekwon and Young Jeezy. Other themes include clubbing, guns, sexual relationships, infidelity, and braggadocio. And that is all included in this hip-hop bag that we all have subscribed to. We all want to hear that, and that is part of the culture. It doesn't make it right or wrong, but the culture's not right or wrong. Everyone wants to put things in a box. That's why they made the term anti-hero. Some people are heroes and they don't even want to be. Some of this music is going to describe a circumstance. Every circumstance ain't great. They want you to be clean and not say bad things and not say bad words. Well, guess what, gang? Life is not clean. Life is bad words. Life is bad things. You make lemonade out of lemons. And when someone says you're going to be broke, destitute, and have next to nothing, or you may be able to deal drugs and help your situation for better or worse, some of these guys are going to take the drugs. I'm just going to be honest. I've seen it for myself. Okay, so it's not that simple to just demonize people for what they did in the past. But when you can take that past, put it on pen and paper, and make your life better, and a lot of people eating off this. A lot of people got jobs because of this music that we created out of these circumstances that were not ideal. And in many cases, we were placed there for a reason. We were put in those projects. We were put in these poor situations. We were unequivocally, without question, it's been proven time and time again, we were made to be in these situations with no hope. They want you there. Because if you're not there, then you're challenging them for their money. They can't have you building your community up because they need you to buy their eggs and bacon and this, that, and the third. How can they sell their eggs and bacon if you have your own? Right? They're going to do everything they can to burn down and destroy your village that you're making with your banks and your offices and your own money. Right? They have to stop that. So at some point, you're going to be forced to do some things that may not be ideal. But this album is a reflection of all that, good, bad, and indifferent. I find beauty on here. I find triumph and pain. So there's a lot going on in here that's just beyond cocaine rap. But if you're not from the culture and you don't understand what rap is about, rap is expression. Rap is to write down everything you see on the streets. That's what Nas told you back when he did Illmatic. He said, I just wrote down everything I saw. That's why the stories are so intricate. But you got to be smart to do these things. These guys are intelligent. Salute to the Clipse. Salute to No Malice. Salute to, Malice and Pusha T and Pharrell. Because without Pharrell doing the soundtrack to this, then what do we have? This is power music, it's pain music, and yes, it's cocaine music. And I'm here for all of it. I like all of it. I like the whole entire album. And like I said, if you don't like it, you probably need to check yourself because I don't know what you've been listening to. If this not good, then what is? And actually, I don't even care what you think. I don't care what you're listening to in your shit. If you're not listening to this, you probably shouldn't be listening to nothing. Go put on that Justin Bieber album. I heard he dropped. All right, I'm out of here, man. CLBMG. Head on over to black-yeti.com. Let them know who sent you. They deliver all over the continental U.S. Also, every Wednesday night, we go live on The What Show. We get about 200 in the chat talking crazy. Listen, come through. Let us know you in the building. We do it 9:15 on 8 different platforms. All right, if you look for me, you find me, you're going to find that program. Also, every Monday night, we got a new show. It's called Underground Edge Live. It comes on 8 o'clock. We go 8 to 10, but I think I'm going to extend it, make it go 8 to 12, 8 to 11. Probably do 3 hours of underground hip-hop music. All right, let me know what you think in that chat as well, all right? We just build it, man. CLBMG. I'm bringing back the old heads only where we talk about old school shit, man. And right now, hip-hop needs us, man. A lot of these guys is taking this shit astray, man. Y'all just, most of these people that comment don't know what the hell's going on. All right, I'm gonna keep it at that. CLBMG. I'm gonna catch y'all on that flip side. Peace.
Look, mission impossible to drop a few lines without dropping old times when Southern Hill was still a gold mine. When pistol grips was my shit and I sold mine. When Alias was not a show and they told mine. Elevate your mind with high quality THC infused products. BlackYeti.com. Black-Yeti.com.
CLB.